Hello, VOD. Hello, Etchix with the first chat. Hello, Jester. Hello, Teo. Hello, Kira and Dave. Yeah, that is an asset I got online, and then I just made the little 9 is loading thing. Hello, that's Quackers. Hello, Eagle Wolf. Yes, 1440 is not 4K. I know things. Not gonna lie, everything's so pixelated, all I see is square blocks. Exactly. That's where we're at. So just let me know if everything is more crisp than normal or if it's worse than normal. I that's pretty much it. And then cheers with the dink water. CW with the tier 1 sub, 2-month streak. Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate that. Subscriptions and everything like that really means a lot to me. It means that you guys believe in what I'm doing and support it, and I appreciate that. Anyway, check out I made a design for the AE2 area, and I'm actually really hyped about it. Oh my god, speaking of hype, off the rip, that's Quackers with 5 gifted tier 1 subs. Thank you so much, that's Quackers. I appreciate you. You've gifted a lot recently. This is 12 total in the last like week or so, so I really appreciate that. Yeah, I used connected texture. This is like factory block or something. Yeah, gold plated fancy circuit. Got blackstone, polished blackstone bricks, and then yeah, I'm just fading it into the deep slate. You're gonna have to use your 12th level imagination powers that this is all a gradient and not just a flat line. Yeah, pretty much. So today, Philibert and I are getting fed up with crafting circuits by hand. We have like a fairly good automation where we go in, chuck a bunch of stuff into these drawers, and call it a day. What I want to do is actually like fully automate this, as in use the ME system to call circuits on demand. And that's what we're going to do today. So I hope you enjoy. Right now, Santa is quacking for real. Dude, what is with these ban evaders, bro? Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Okay. Anyway, let's get started. So, first thing we want to do is distribute recipes between a bunch of different, well, actually, let's not get ahead of ourselves. The first thing we gotta do is get an ME connection over to our clean room. And there's a couple ways we can do that. We already have a wireless setup kit. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna grab some wireless connectors. We're gonna make a couple more of these because that's what we're gonna do. One, how many do I need? Just one for each? Okay. We're out of Fluix crystals. That's never good. Let's see how I do this again. I think it's mixer recipe. Yeah. All right, let's make a bunch of Fluix crystals just to start off our day because I think that'll help us. Charged Certus quartz is water, sodium, and all that. Sodium, salt, yes. How is everyone doing today? How are you guys? Yesterday I heard something about mega EBF. Is that true? No clue, guys. I don't know why there's all this nichrome in this chest here. Surely it has nothing to do with any mega EBF shenanigans. We would never do something like that. Never. That's for like Tofu Corp and all those weirdos, right? Hello, Solaris. You know, I saw the emoji out of the corner of my eye, and I instantly knew it was you without even having to check. How are you doing today? Right now, setting up grade 8 water. If do you have a method for that? I actually really liked grade 8 water once I figured out how I was gonna do it, but it is a very confusing process otherwise. Dude, why are we always so low on redstone? A couple of people have mega EBF. It's like a little under half, maybe. Not completely, but I have a degree in electronics, so it should not be that hard. That's what they all say. That's what they all say. Why do I need 513 of that? That makes me uncomfortable. Certus quartz dust, redstone dust. Okay, all right, it's going. It's figured itself out. And I need one more and then redstone. Feeling better. Been sick for a week. How about you? A lot of people have been getting sick recently. I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. Where is all my Certus quartz going? Or is it just that slow? It might be that slow. All right, we'll let that run. I think I have most of what I need to. We might need to take a trip to the witch farm. High key. And this is another LCR recipe. So I guess what I can do is have this chest push into the next side. And then get the sodium dust in here. 171 kiloliters. I know 192 is 3 of these big stainless fluid cells, so. Don't go outside. Why, are you outside, Orange? Are you out there? No, not sodium hydroxide. No. Is that like a circuit 1 recipe that I'm not aware of? There you go. Might need to grab some more sodium after all is said and done. Let's also grab our cable quest, because we're definitely going to need more of those. But soon we should have these on Autocrafting at the very least. Okay, why was I doing all that? Because I'm turning charged Certus into a little bit of regular Certus so that... I don't know, you tell me, chat. Oh yeah, so I can make the other wireless receiver. I'm totally on top of things. Y'all on cetane boosted diesel yet? No, Voidbound, but we do have a single amp of power. We're pretty rich. ZPM power, that is, specifically. Now, let me go check on that, just to make sure everything's running in order. Nothing's exploded yet. Yep, we're full on diesel. Huh. We're the oxygen production is not very high. Maybe it's because I don't have it constantly producing. Maybe I need to start voiding our excess and see what happens. I want to see, is there anything? I guess the sodium hydroxide. Once I set up sodium passively, then I can do that. Okay, that'll be our goal. 1 whole amp, yes. 1 whole amp, guys. Okay, there's our Fluix crystals. That'll work for now. Did I just see that we ran out of ender pearls? That's crazy. Okay. 2 wireless controllers. You need some cable. We're so poor. Soon we will have auto crafting and we will not be poor anymore. Okay, so I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. I think I can take this cable that's running through here. Let me check on the old network tool. How many channels are going through this? We have 9 channels on this like P2P coming through here. So we have plenty to spare. I'm going to run this if I know where I'm going. Jesus. I'm going to run this down this way and into the clean room. This should be your first use of wireless, essentially, is always getting into the clean room. It's pretty much like a rite of passage, is putting AE2 wireless into your clean room. Where do I want to do this from? day's coming on. Maybe like here. I'm just gonna like send that shit over. 1 ZP amp is 4 LUV amps, 16 IV amps, 64 EV amps, or 256 HV amps. That is exactly correct. And I think the reason that soy specifically went for that amount is because to run a mega EBF at the max capacity that we can do, which is 32 HV hatches, that is... Oh wait, no. I think this was for a 64 amp multi-amp hatch for the MEBF actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So next year will be very, very, very good running all at English. Okay, so I'm gonna put the wireless connector here because it's just easier that way. And these things are really simple to use. All I'm gonna do is put our other wireless connector somewhere close by. I think the closer it is, the less energy it uses. So I'm gonna probably just like slap it. I don't even know. This would be easier for us, but it would use more cable. Let's see about it. Can't be that bad. Oh, the wiring is kind of atrocious though. Oh. Maybe we just take the extra cost. And then you right click one of them and you right click the other one. It's as simple as that. Using 38 AE per tick, that's nothing. That is actually nothing. We are so good on that. You can color code these with paint and stuff, but holy moly. Kazune Kit is on a 20 stream streak. Congratulations, my friend, and thank you for tuning in so much. I appreciate that. Wireless working better than Wi-Fi at home? That's facts. That's facts. All right, so the easiest way, let me actually put some of this blocks back. Do that, and then that. And then we can chuck everything else in LME system, LME system. Okay. So there's two options that we can do. I think P2P interfaces would be kind of interesting, but I want to test something first. Because I know that interfaces can work with, what's it called? Conduits. So you can like send items through conduits through interfaces, but I'm not sure if what that does is it distributes the items evenly, even though it's within one recipe packet. Like it would need to just like deliver an entire recipe packet into one crafting receptacle at a time, and I don't think it does that, but we'll check. If it does, we can just use that. Hello, Kieran Dave. Tier 1 for 3 months in advance. God damn. Lol, SE, you rat. Damn. I don't know who's the rat. If it's me, then probably. That makes sense. If it's Space Elevator, it makes a little less sense, but you know what? Never judge. Which means I think we want to move this soldering alloy. Damn, we're already out. Okay, let me chuck this back in the ME system. I can use my gifted subs to my roommate. Can I use my gifted subs to give my roommate Seraphim roll? You know what? I will allow it. That is definitely an option. Go for it. Okay. Let's try a couple things. I'm going to have to get rid of some conduits. We're going to get rid of these. We're going to get rid of this because I have no clue what that's doing. And we're going to get a little itty bitty interface for now. Let's do that. Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay. We also need a patterning terminal, probably up here, honestly. I guess what I can do is this, then this, then patterning terminal. Pattern terminal. What are we missing? ME terminal? Nether quartz rod. Oh my god. It's a goofy ass gorilla song. What the hell? I guess they're all kind of goofy ass, if we're gonna be completely honest. That's like the gorilla shtick. I used to be a modestly large Minecraft streamer. Then I had a kid, and alas, you know, it's all you gotta get the second generation of Minecraft streamers going. You know how it is. Does your kid play Minecraft? YouTube more than streamer? I made Resonant Rise. I don't recognize any of that, but I'm glad you're here. Thank you for popping in today. Have you ever played GTNH, Kieran, Dave? Your daughter's very serious about it. Let's go. I totally forgot what I'm doing. Okay, so let's grab our circuit pattern, integrated processor, and we're gonna go SMD components, and we do not want to have ORDICT on. So there's a button here, ORDICT substitutions, which will take an OR dictionary of all of the inputs to your pattern. And what that actually does is create a ton of lag later on. So you want to get in a habit of like just not using ORDICT at all. That's your goal. I'm gonna multiply this. So to make one IV circuit, we need 2 workstations. So we got 2. Then to make a workstation, we need 2 processor assemblies. And to make one of those, we need 2 integrated processors. So we're at 2, 4, 8. 8 makes pretty much good sense if we're going to multiply. I'm going to multiply twice, though, because this will go 64 on a lot of components, which is actually a good round number. Let's get our interface. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Let's make a pattern for this. I think we have a Circuit 8 assembler. That'll do. That'll do. You and Aspect inspired me to try. I've done a zillion mod packs, but I have to say GTNH is a massive step up in quality. That is the truth, my friend. That is the truth. Man, it's always the nether quartz rods. Alright, I do want to change this music, because although I do like this, it's not the vibe. Let's say 5 of you. Watching things autocraft is one of my few pleasures in life. All right, so we have 4 circuit assemblers. Ideally, we want this to distribute patterns to all 4 of our circuit assemblers. I'm gonna try something. I don't think it's gonna work, and then we're gonna do something else. We're gonna extract on black in round robin. And what I'm hoping this will do is place one recipe in each thing. What I think it'll actually do is place one item from the recipe in each thing and just like put all of the items for one recipe within all of the different circuit assemblers. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna face this way because I don't want it to put stuff in the fluid extractor by accident. And then let's put this pattern down and then grab some of this stuff that we'll probably need. Just chuck it in the old ME system. Oh, I'm so glad that we're just entirely out of red alloy wire. That will never get old. Integrated processor, let's call 16. Okay, so I'm going to start this. What that's going to do is send the items to the interface, and then we're going to observe. Yep. So it did exactly what I thought it would, which was... All right, there is another option, however, and we will get into that. I think multi-threading recipes is more important than saving a couple of channels. Ordict is not on. Thanks for the lag tip. I got to go through my patterns and remove all that. Yes. No EV machines means no fluid crafting, except we can do really janky fluid crafting. We can get volumetric flasks and do that. I don't want to, but we can. We can. Yeah, so void bound, that's what I'm going to talk about next, which is interface P2P. Or I guess it's P2P interface. Let's see. I've never actually made a regular P2P interface. I always, like, I never was at the point in the game where I had to do that without fluid crafting. But I guess now is the time to explore it. So we're going to do this. I'm going to set up a P2P interface on all 4 of these circuit assemblers, and I'm going to link all 4 of them to the network. We're going to throw the pattern in one of them, which will actually work, and we're going to take our memory card, copy this frequency, and then paste it into all the rest. What this does is it will distribute recipes evenly between these output P2P interfaces, and yeah, that's a good thing. It's looking like I need a couple more channels because this is missing channels. So I might need to do a wee little rewire here using some dense cable, or I can just be lazy as fuck right now. I think I'm gonna just be lazy as fuck right now. Before we get heavy-handed with it, I'm gonna rename this to circuit assembler at, I don't know, fucking, there's no circuit number, so just P2P, I guess. Oh, let's go at cleanroom. And I guess I should just put P2P first. And that should, yep, the name's going to all of them. So if I call multiple recipes of this, that will end up shooting them into different circuit assemblers. And what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to put blocking mode on so that way the round robin happens more effectively. So what's going to happen if I call 4 recipes of this, which is 64 circuits, is I'm probably going to be out of stuff. Let's let's break down some of these drawers and put all this stuff away. I want this in my inventory. Don't care about the wireless setup. This. That goes there. All the rest of that can be thrown away or in the ME system. 1.7.10 was on a big deal. Origin of Botania, really? I had no clue. The peak of Thaumcraft, that makes sense, because Thaumcraft 4 seems to be like the one that everyone loves. Basically every feature you hate about blood magic. You were the one? No, I don't dislike blood magic as a whole. I dislike it in GTNH because it's just been Gregified and Thaumcrafted. Uh-oh. I'm kind of scared to know what's in these matter balls. Okay, well that answers my question, I suppose. How many components did we make? Goddamn. That should last us a while at the very least. Oh my god, there's more. You forgot to cancel the previous one? That's a good call, Jester. Thank you. So I'm going to cancel that craft because that's never going to go through, in fact. And then let's do 64. Red alloy. Okay, it looks like we need to actually go on a trip to the witch farm to grab some redstone, so we're gonna do that real quick. What the heck are matter balls? It's a new thing. When you destroy a drawer that's particularly big, instead of just exploding and all of the items going everywhere, instead it clumps it into a matter ball, which you can later open at your own risk, I guess. It's nice. It allows you to move a bunch of storage drawers without causing problems or lag. What's the matter balls? That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean everything GTNH is incredibly convenient. They cooked the pack. They cooked with the pack. All right, I'm gonna test my click speed, guys. Speaking of which, how is the quality? Is my bitrate feeling better today, or as good as it normally does at least? I know you won't get 1440p, but it's something we need to APM through the roof. You should watch Soy Cake on YouTube. His APM is legitimately insane. That's good. I'm glad that everything's nice and crisp. We need default skin to tell. Oh, like me default skin? Oh, I didn't think about it that way. Soy plays like a Zoomer. He plays like a StarCraft player. He's Korean, so it makes sense. Like, I'm Korean, but I'm half. So I've got like decent APM. You know how it is. Hey, Tutanktis, how's it going? Roted, hello. Yeah, we got the same joke. Alright, what did I even need this redstone for? Probably red alloy. It's always red alloy. I should get the alloy smelter on Autocrafting, which means that I should just bite the bullet and make a big controller at this point. Actually, I needed that redstone. What am I doing? So many things to do. That's 4 stacks of red alloy. That's fucking nothing. That's great. So cool. Oh no, we're out of channels. Alright, wait. We need to do something to fix the channel issue. Gotta get some forks in the road. Ideally, I don't want to sort this out on stream, so I'm just gonna pray that this is good enough for now. Still on 8, which is not like a good sign. Let's do some excavating. Let's get to the split here if we can. Matter Manipulator has a cable laying function, and I'm deeply excited for when we unlock a version of Matter Manipulator that's actually good. I'll test the HV one someday soon. Wasn't there when you set up your first automation, but how did you manage to automate crafting table recipes before the molecular assembler? Oh boy. Oh boy. I'll show you in a bit. It's so janky and stupid. We're probably gonna upgrade it in a bit. My controller is not that big. We're gonna need to do some upgrades. Like, I should probably just make a max size pretty soon and get all the P2P subnetting done so I can move on with my life. But the problem is mostly cable. So I think I'll get Autocrafting online so I can just like Autocraft a huge bunch of cable and then let it go. So this is our molecular assembler V2. It is a crafting table with a world interaction upgrade and some arcane pedestals. And we're basically automating this like an assembly line with like priority going down as we go from left to right. And I think it changes based on the orientation of your world interaction upgrade. So you'll have to fiddle with it. And like we literally send the pattern in. Yeah, it's so janky, but it's so good. Like it's actually faster than a regular molecular assembler. So I kind of highly recommend this. We're gonna need to do some more so that we have more pattern space, but all right, let's get back to it. We should have our channels. We should have our red alloy. Okay, there's our copper. 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks. EV1 sucks too. No copy paste till fusion. Oh no. You could even do that with logistics pipes, probably. Yeah, what the first AE2 VOD that we have. I have like a VOD channel. It's probably somewhere down there in the bottom of my stream. 9 VODs on YouTube. Like and subscribe, guys. To be fair, you don't need regular molecular assemblers to be fast. Well, I don't know. I kind of disagree. Like, snappiness is always a good feature in ME autocrafting. Especially for, I think, molecular assemblers, which, like, normally you're used to just, like, auto-crafting them out with NEI or something. So speed is like, it actually gives it a reason to exist. All right. Finally, let's put this circuit craft to the test. When I send 64 of these, which should be 4 separate recipes, all 4 of them go online. Let's fucking go. Huge. All right, what we do need to do is actually get this back to an interface. We need to return the items to the network. So the other thing I'm going to do is put an interface right in the middle here, and we'll just item conduit all the outputs in there. I can spell. I know how to spell. I promise, guys. I probably need more. That's that's not right. VOD Goblin reporting for duding. Hello. Hello, Gizmogill. Does this version have the fake crafting card? Maybe. Oh, yeah. What do you know? I wouldn't use that. Well, actually, yeah, I would use them, probably. But I like canceling... Fuck. I like canceling my crafts when I do like a proxy craft. Okay, and then this, and then... So wait, I'm going to show you something. Right now, I don't have a terminal, so I guess it doesn't matter. Let's see if we have enough channels to do this. The answer is probably no. Yeah. But I guess you'll see that the 64 integrated processors have not finished crafting. And the reason why is because they have not been returned to the network. So as soon as I press insert on black, these machines should start emptying out. And I can just do this. And that should have been facing down. So I'm just going to return it to the network by hand. Yeah, you'll see 16 left. And when I just push these onto the network, the craft will be done. And that's how AE2 works. It's very powerful. So what we're going to do is we're going to program recipes for all of the rest of the circuits and pretty much call it a day. And then I guess I need to move this fluid extractor so that way we have molten soldering alloy. We'll do that. Can I hot swap? Hey, one of the negative priority crowd. Yeah, Solar, I always go negative. It makes sense. It just makes sense. It just works. Okay, one more hot swap. Hopefully my clean room did not do anything. Whew. If you can move blocks before the structure check happens, you can do something what I call a hot swap, which is to swap out components of a multi-block before it realizes that it doesn't have a full structure. So yeah, that's what I mean when I say hot swap. All right, let's blow everything up, even though everything's HV. And then let's do that. And then do that. Filtered import cover. I'm going to set it to 1 second because we don't need that much speed. And then we're going to do that. Let's put some pressurized fluid conduits down because, you know, you never know with these things. Always active extract. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's do that and then that. And then we need to do, oh, what do you know? That works. Oh, we got to dink water. Wait, let me look up. You could output directly back to the P2P. Oh my God, you're so smart. What am I doing? You're right. Why didn't I do that? So we're going to put the outputs directly up. I'm going to get rid of these conduits here. I think I had some type of mental block with the circuit assembly and the P2P. For some reason, that really threw me. So thank you for reminding me. I guess what we should do, we shouldn't ever actually go in here anymore. You know what I'm talking about? But I guess I'll put a crafting terminal in here nonetheless. Nah, that's too claustrophobic. The other thing we need to do is screwdriver this because we need to allow input from output side because the output is facing into where we want to input the recipes. So with that said, let's go grab patterns for processor assemblies. I am pressing shift scroll. Yeah, shift scroll to change the type of capacitor, which would normally be determined by ORDICT in this case. I'm wondering if I probably want to keep this on 8 actually. Let's do workstation while we're here. 4. It's good. 64 blue alloy bolts. I like that. And then why don't we just pattern the IV mainframe as well? Annealed copper? Gross. Hello, Mario. How's it going? You did not miss too much, I think. Methinks. All right, so that should be able to, from nothing, craft out an entire mainframe if we have all the stuff, which is a pretty big if. I'm just kind of curious to see what the recipe tree looks like. Okay, because we have a bunch of workstations. But let's say 1K. Yeah, so I mean, if I put some absurd number up there, it'll try to figure out how to do it. And obviously we're missing a bunch of shit, so. But I'm glad that it's working. Let's see about these HV circuits now. Wow. The only thing we're missing is red alloy wire? Oh my gosh. Not anymore, baby. Let's put all this stuff away. No surprises. You going to bed, Teo? Night night, my friend. And I think I missed a water from Calamari, so I'll dink some water. Passive everything. It's active craft everything. I'm like the opposite of threefold. I'm ninefold, okay? If I see something, I active craft it. Unless it's like nitrogen gas. All right, what was I doing? Grabbing red alloy wire. Active crafting in GTNH especially is like very, very OP. I will say, if you want to play the game quickly or modularly, but I'm mostly a universal enjoyer, so that's probably why. All right. Our crafting CPU is not big enough for this. That's actually a great sign. We're like in the right place. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab one of these bad boys and combine the two. and then we can just watch the magic happen. So it's going to send all of the patterns it needs to send to the right places, and those are all just going to craft out automatically, and that is the joy and the beauty of auto crafting. Life is so good. I had 8 single block ones before cals. Yeah, it makes sense. I don't really get how you managed to have one interface on 4 circuit assemblers. So, for those of you just joining or who didn't understand the first time, these are P2P interfaces. So P2P is peer-to-peer. P2P has a lot of different variations. You'll mostly know it for ME-P2P, which you use to move channels around your base. But you can get something called an interface P2P, which is crafted like this. And these interface P2Ps, we can link them with the network card or the memory card, point-to-point, peer-to-peer. And once you link them, all of them share the same crafting recipes, which is perfect for something like circuit assemblers, where you want to really increase the throughput. Yeah, this is good. Let's see if it switches recipes to a different one after this is done. Yeah, see? It switches to the processor assembly recipe on its own. And make sure when you use P2P interfaces, you block all of the interfaces. Each one will have its own setting for blocking mode, which you need to enable. It's an insanely OP block. We do not get that in most modern versions. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay, with that out of the way, there's more stuff that we want to do. So we want to get most of the components on Autocraft. Those components that I'm talking about specifically are SMDs, surface mount diodes. We need an assembler with polyethylene on circuit 3 for most of these, and then circuit 4 for diodes. And I think we can just throw a non-consumable program circuit in there. There should be no conflicts. GX Eclipse, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Oh my gosh, 2 months. Hello, my friend. I feel like it's been much longer than that. I appreciate you, my friend. This will save me so much time on wire mill and circuit assembler. So, for items, or for crafting inventories like wire mill that require only one type of item to be put into them, I would just use conduits out of a single interface on round robin. And I'll show you guys that later. But today, let's get set up. Let's just get like a row of assemblers going. Fuck it. I want to give some breathing room over here. So let's go 1, 2, 3 from each side. I think we're going to need to use P2P again for this if I want multiple assemblers. Or I could distribute the recipes between the assemblers depending on the density at which they're crafted. It's mostly capacitors. Huh. I could put capacitors in one, then all the rest in another. Nah, let's just do P2P. We got enough channels. We'll be okay. I guess this will be the assembler row. Do I need assembler for anything else? No, not really. Oh, I hate to destroy this beautiful floor, but we gotta do what we gotta do. Okay, that should be good. I'll just do this as it forks off. I'm probably going to end up removing all of these machines to the right, so yeah, just you're going to have to bear with me on that. I know it doesn't look the best. Right, I need some robot arms. I wish I had space for this on Autocraft. Maybe I should do this right now and add some more interfaces. Fuck it, let's do it. I don't want to craft anything by hand today. All right, so on the receiving side, we place the advanced blocking card. So that way we know that we can block recipes. I guess I should leave that cable anchor there. Let's do that again. I can never get the cable anchor to place where I want it, I feel like. There we go. And then let's do small size interface on this side. That won't entirely work. Oh no. The recipe for interfaces is down. I think there's a way to auto call what's missing. I forgot what the keybind is. Does anyone remember? Because we're missing this when I do this, but is there a way to call missing? I swear I remember. Fill crafting grid. Control middle click. Control. That actually worked. Yeah, that's good. That's some good stuff right there. Okay. We're going to put this here just so we can monitor what's in this subnet. And then I guess what we can do is put the quartz fiber here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Accidentally shut down our whole ME system. Hopefully nothing fails. There we go. Attaboy. All right, I gotta take off my sweatshirt. I like how you mixed up the floor so it's not monotone. Yeah, I mean, I like everything to look nice and beautiful. We're gonna work on the, where are my earbuds? We're gonna work on the pattern more off stream. I don't like things to be like slate. I would prefer everything to have a high level of detail and be beautiful, so it just takes time sometimes. What's going on here? Oh, yeah, that would do that. Okay, let's rename these real quick. Crafting 3x3. I can copy, paste, paste. Let's put our recipes back. Let's put all components in there. Let's put AE2 related stuff in here. And I guess I'll put this in here. The problem is we can't make pattern expansion cards because that's where we're at in the game. I think it requires something EV that we just don't have. And unfortunately, we just won't have it for a while. 2.73 kilo AE per tick is about 3 generators, so we should be good. I'll add a fourth one just for posterity. Let's pattern all of our components. So I want our HV robot arm, our HV piston. We also want our HV conveyor module, which will be using regular rubber sheets. And then I will throw all of this into here. You can gamble 16 cells for loot bags. What Duck done? Wait. 16K. Yo. Yo, I mean, it takes two of them to make a pattern capacity card. Ain't no way in hell I'm doing that. Thank you for the follow, the Robo. I appreciate you. How are you doing today? Yeah, that's way expensive. We could do security terminal. Let's see if there's anything else that this unlocks. That would be pretty gas, but I'd be surprised. 16K crafting storage could be good. I think that's what I would spend it on if anything. And then let's also pattern a recipe for our assembling machine. Let's also pattern patterns because we're kind of out. Okay, I already have that pattern, luckily. Oh, pure Certus crystals. Oh, wait, I can just use charged. Why is that in the recipe? Or regular Certus quartz? Oh my god, what am I doing? What a fumble. All right, I need some lighter music. I love me some Radiohead, but it's a little. Okay, let's make 4 of these. Advanced circuit. So, what we actually want to do here, I don't have a forming press on Autocraft, so I'm actually just not going to bother with that. What I'm going to do is switch this to the right tier of circuit. Come on, man. Come on. Okay, that'll work. Robot arm, maybe? I got 2 piston recipes also. Demais poco pra contar. What you missed, 9 was in the best in modern AE2 when you played Moni. Fluid crafting, native fluid crafting is pretty nice. But also without the janky fluid crafting that we have, we wouldn't have universal, which I would be sad about. Did you see those items flash by, chat? That was the world interaction upgrade. You'll see, probably. Unless it's already done. Should I do? Oh, what's going on here? It thinks it's crafting some blank patterns. Oh. Oh. Forgot an important part of this. I need to hook this back up to mainnet. There you go. Atta boy. And like a flash, it's done. Let's put those on circuit 3 and then put a circuit 4 within them. Let's see, what would I need to craft more of these? Pure flux crystal, some of those logic thingies. Maybe it's time for universal circuits. HV forming press is calling. Ugh. I hate doing that this early, but I'm thinking about it. Like I've been thinking about it a lot actually. Logic processor, fuck. Plate. Silly solar grade. Ooh, I actually have 2 interfaces on me, so maybe we can just get away with making 2, but let's throw a bunch of silicon solar grade in here. Oh, there's a third. Just need 1 then. All right, we're going to do the same name scheme over here. Actually, I'm going to bind them first because I know the memory card has some funky wonky little tendencies. P2P assembler at 3 plus polyethylene. AFK chat. Sometimes chat is just quiet. You know, maybe it's one of those times. That's okay. I appreciate all you lurkers out there, by the way. Lurkers make the world go round. My podcast? Me when my podcast suddenly mentions me by name? Lan, I know you. I'm in your walls. Anyway. Telepathy. Bro's driving home. I wish you a very safe drive home, J-Skip. Programmed circuit. Let's see. How do I make... I need some circuit 4s. And I'm just going to chuck that into the bottom of the bus here. I think these don't count as consumable items, which I think is a good thing. But we'll see. We'll see about that. All right, that should distribute polyethylene to everything. I really want to move this extruder right now, but I will control myself. Will I? Probably not, actually. Okay, that's that. Let's get our cable over here. Over here, I said. There we go. That should have all of our recipes. I'm going to turn on blocking mode just so there's no conflicts. I think that should be fine. Let's give this a whirl, actually. Let me pattern out all of our different SMD recipes. So first is this. Let's just do 64 max stack, and then that. And then that one. And then that bad boy. Okay. Okay. Life is good. Life is good. Let's test this out. Missing tantalum foil. Actually, that's really understandable, honestly. Okay, so we need wire mills, benders, and some extruders with different shapes. Let's get that all set up right now. This will be our assembler line. Let's see. I guess we'll do bender here, then like wire mill, then extruder, and then all of our assemblers will just be up in the front here. Okay, I like this. I like this. Isn't there an AE2 tool that can color AE2 components? Yeah, probably. I just don't remember what it is, and we don't have the infinite spray can, so I'm lazy. I hope that checks out. I'm just gonna move this bad boy. Sorry? Okay, there we go. What was that on? Oh. I did not mean to color that machine. To decolor GT machines, just hit it with a water bucket. That's pretty much it. It's as simple as that. What I wanted to do was paint this, and then we're using this to make all sorts of things. This will be our Circuit 8 assembler. Sorry, my eyes are watering. Although we can, yeah, wrench won't extract, never mind. We'll just do Circuit 8 for now. Okay, let's set up our last assembler. It's getting moved. Did that get renamed? No, wait, that's just the wrong one, straight up. Let's grab that. It's gonna go flying. Assembler at 24 plus rubber. And then we can just put our good old super tank here. Although I feel I should space this out because I'm sure there's another circuit that needs polyethylene that I'm just not thinking about. I mean, there's circuit 1 and 2 for different buses. All right, let me do something here. Okay, I think that works. I see you're not using pickaxe. Have you had any hammer incidents yet? I mean, nothing crazy, but from time to time, there will be a hammer incident. This is true. How are you doing today, Cherry Donut? All right, let's fix the majority, or let's fix all the rest of these things. Is it nighttime? Can I sleep away my debuffs? That would be really nice. Nope, apparently not. All right, so chat, this is where we're going to do another bit of our distribution tech, but this is a little bit different. So benders, all of the recipes for benders are single step, it's like single item recipes specifically. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine all of the bender recipes with a Ender IO conduit, and that will allow us to distribute different recipes between different machines equally. That's the lathe. I'm going to put that over here. Where did our bender go? Is it right here? I'm going to just put everything in here. We're probably going to need to make a couple more of these benders. But let's make 4 for circuit 1. And then I'll put 1 gap of space, and then we'll do like maybe a couple foil benders. Like I'm going to say 2 on foils because we don't really need that as much. And then let's get that going. The way we're going to do this is bender at 1, ME interface, conduit, face downward, extract on black, always active, round robin enabled. And this actually works because we don't have a bunch of different items that need to go into the same thing. It's just all of the same stuff. And we can even extract on black and insert on black. Like that's also fine. And then auto output, input from output side allowed. Let's also pattern our bender. Why does it need a wrench? What? We can't actually pattern our bender because it needs a wrench. I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Figured out Bedrockium are the best item pipes and can be nugget dupe. Yeah, Bedrockium is good on nugget dupe. I had a bunch of like stuff for nugget duping on my old world that I used. I would dupe Tantalum, Bedrockium, and like maybe Mithril if you want to do blood magic and shit. Oh. 6 times 2 pistons. That should be enough. There we go. Beautiful. That wasn't so hard. And then we have an extra bending machine left over. What do you know? If we ever need to add more pattern space for this as well, we can just add more interfaces on this line, which is part of the beauty of why doing this conduit extract thing is kind of nice. I'm going to get the conduit probe, copy and paste this a couple times. Let's try it. Oh, I actually need to connect this to my network. Forgot about that. That's kind of important. Then we'll do this as well. Nice. Nice. Perfect. It is splitting the workload. Ooh. Okay, we need to extract on white. I forgot about that. It's trying to put the output stainless steel plates back into the bending machines, which is not exactly what I wanted, but you get what you get, not what you intend. I wonder why it's still doing this. This actually makes no sense to me. It should not be putting stainless steel plates in here. Maybe it's getting put in the interface and back into the input? Yeah, I guess. Maybe I need to put it into a different interface? That's so weird. I have never experienced that, but I've also not used this type of automation a lot. They all should be outputting up into the conduits. Hey, don't make foils. Bad. Which means that some of you failed because you turned into foils. That's okay. All right, let's try this one more time and hopefully we'll have no further issues. That's a little janky, but I'll take it, you know? Isn't until the LUV single bending block, the wrench isn't included? That's weird. I don't know why that is included, but that is kind of a troll. My guess would be because of the arrow interface. Let's try getting rid of the arrow and see if that does anything. I'm curious. We're going to go through all of our stainless, which is an interesting phenomena. Scheduled. Oh, no, I think it has to be facing, because otherwise it doesn't... It doesn't know where to send the recipes. Well, I guess we're doing it this way anyway. Oh, wait. What if I do higher priority? Would that work? Okay, I think the high priority seems to work, actually. I think we're good. Saved channel today, chat. Voidbound knows me so well. Bender? I hardly know her. All right, this will be our bender at circuit 10. What do we even need for this? It's like tantalum foil, maybe? That's not what I want. Ah. Let's chuck that in there. Gallium foil, that's a good one. And then thin polyvinyl chloride sheet. This is a tough one. I think I go sheet to foil because I think that's the use case for them, is that you'll have the sheets of polyvinyl chloride. So let's do that because I don't think I'll ever have ingots of that. Also, copper foil would be good to have for the circuit boards, PCBs. And then red alloy foil I feel like I need, or maybe I'm just hallucinating. Why would I need red alloy foil? Or is it just red alloy wire and I'm actually hallucinating? Yeah, I think I'm just hallucinating. That's all good, guys. No longer hallucinating. Okay, first of all, we lost 6 stainless steel plates somehow. I don't even want to know how that happened. Second of all, what's wrong with you? Scheduled 1024. Insert from output side. That's what it is. There you go. Also, this totally did not round robin. Why are you doing the thing again? You weirdo. Wait, no, I'm so confused. Oh, PVC sheet is circuit 1. You're so right. I do need to move that. You guys have any ideas to... Yeah, it does sit in the interface for a second and then gets extracted. Maybe we do never active? Because it is getting pushed, right? Let's try that. Yeah, that should work. That should actually work. So now the conduit is never automatically extracting anything because the interface is pushing through the conduit. Okay, okay, we're good. We're golden. Hopefully moving that pattern does not mess up anything. Cool. Cool. Perfect. Okay, let's get on to wire mills, which are next. Hello. Sil says, I wanted to hop on and say hi before going to sleep. I am exhausted from uni. Enjoy the AE shenanigans. Will do. I hope you get some good sleep, my friend, and thank you for hopping on today. I appreciate it. Okay. Now, wire mills, I am posed with a very weird decision to make. God, stop. Fucking meteor boots. There's only 2 circuits that I actually use. So you guys know the wire mill problem, where on circuit 16, let's take electrum wire, which is something that I use all the time. Let's go in the wire mill. So 2 times electrum wire takes 7.5 seconds. 16 times electrum wire takes 17.5 seconds. If I just make 16 times electrum wire and craft it down into 1 times and craft it back up into 2 times, we can save a lot of time. I don't think it's worth it because I would need to add... I need to think about this. Either I gimp my throughput or I need to add a bunch of crafting patterns that I don't want to add. Plus, I need to do some weird stuff with non-consumables for autocrafting. I would choose mini circuits now. It's not feasible to handcraft. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's just like simpler to just do a bunch of different wire mill circuits. In that case, what we'll want... I'm trying to think what we need for now. So for the HV motor, we need... So we definitely need 1 times. We definitely need 2 times wire. 4 times for electrum, I guess. Let's see. 4 times, 2 times. And by the time we're here, we'll have a multi-block, so I guess it doesn't really fucking matter. So let's do 1, 2, 4, 3. I can downcraft. Ugh. 1, 2, 4, 3. I think 1, 2, 4, and 3 is probably the smartest. So let's do 8 wire mills. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess. What am I saying? We need gems. We need 6 of you. Stainless steel gear, my fucking arch nemesis. I don't know if 16 is going to be used at all, which is my thing. Because, like, If we ever do big batches, we just throw them in these advanced vending machines. But like, maybe I should plan for 16, or I could split 3 later into 16. I don't know. It is a philosophical issue, definitely. We're actually going to need 14 of these because we'll want more on the go. Oh, oh, look at it go. Look at it go. The arcane pedestal is just flicking on by. I love that so much. Silver cable, no rubber. Understood. Song's a little intense. Circuit 24. Good. Okay. And that should output back into the interface. Perfect. Good, 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 good. Damn, HV infra. Yeah, I know. It's kind of insane the amount of infra we have at HV. Now that I'm like organizing autocrafting, I'm feeling pretty good about how we're doing in this game. I think before it was organized, I was like kind of tearing my hair out like, oh shit, I have so much to do and not enough progression to do it. But now we're good. Hello, Namzi. Logic processor, pure Fluix crystal. All right, I guess we can go on a little adventure and do all of that right now. ME interface. Da, 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 ba, ba, ba. Should I separate these out by their number? Maybe. I don't think it's that deep though, honestly. They're just all wire mills. It's pretty chillaxed. All right, what did I need? I needed logic processor, pure Fluix crystal. Okay, we could do that. Multi-flooring press will be such an upgrade for AE2. Dude, I think getting any flooring press set up to AE2 is going to be such an upgrade. I've been shirking my responsibilities with forming press automation. I also need to get something that oh man, I need to get an assembler with redstone so I can automate some of the AE2 stuff. So that's going to be the next goal. I'm going to automate all of the stuff I need for circuits and like basic stuff today. And then I'm going to go do bees for a little bit so I can set up chlorine, fluorine, and like ruby and manganese, hopefully, if I have time. It's getting pretty late though. Namzi, I did stream at those times, but the viewership is a lot better at these times. And it's not all about viewership, obviously, like we know this. But I do think like getting out to more people is important for what I'm doing, which is in the end of the day, I'm promoting my music career. So I do miss those times as well. I'll probably end up doing some streams at those times, especially when I get like a solo world going. I was thinking about doing Super Flat Survival solo world, so that may end up happening. But yeah, I just can't justify it anymore as much, sadly. But and on the upside, that's when I play games with my older brother. I play a lot of like Battlefield with my older brother, and it's just it's nice. It's very relaxing. All right, let's go for the pure Fluix crystals, which actually we actually have some. I'm prepared. The next step will be automating AE2 automation. That's like the big thing. Automate the automator so that way you can just create a feedback loop. Um, but obviously, we don't have all of that stuff set up, so. Auto. God damn it, void bound. That was actually good. That was actually good. I have to give you that one. Automator, I hardly know her. All right, let's set all of these up. Let's do auto output on each. One, one, two, one, two, one, two, three. All right, copy, paste, 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 paste. Copy, paste, 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 paste. All right, we're good, we're good. How are we doing on channels, actually? I should probably check this out. It's been a hot minute. 8 channels? Damn, bro, we can go crazy. We're so funny. Is that a Payaba reference? I have no clue. I'm just saying, because like there's so many Brazilian, Japanese fusions that I feel like just say papaya all the time. I'm gonna copy wire mill at 1, wire mill at 2, wire mill at 3, wire mill at 4. Let's get some recipes. So, for electric motors, we need 4 times electrum wire and 2 times silver. So let's go. Hello? Oh, I'm stuck in that. Da-ba-dum, bum, bum. Actually, let's multiply this by 2, so that way it's always engaging both wire mills at the same time, no matter what. Does anyone ever use the rod wire recipe? I don't think anyone does. I don't know why that's in the game, first of all, and I also don't know why that's like a... Yeah, that also PMO, actually. I don't know why it's the first recipe. That always annoyed me. Life is good. I don't even know what's auto-crafting. That must be stainless plates. Oh, yes. Big. Okay. I think that's like all of that. And then, is there anything else I need for circuits specifically? I guess extruder shapes. Yeah, let's do some extruder shapes. I think it's long time. It's long since that we've made our extruder shapes. Also just put the HV energy hatch pattern into here. How does Ender IO interface interaction go? I remember it always tries to pull back the final products. Well, I just turned off extract always. It's just never active. And in that way, the recipe can get pushed through the conduit, but the conduit isn't trying to pull anything from the interface, which is exactly how to fix that. I'm not even entertaining it this time. Voidbound, it's not happening. It's okay. We're gonna let it go. Where is the power spline? What did I do? What is this gross thing that I've done? Okay, that's like slightly valid, actually. So that way I can avoid the main power spine. Okay, okay. I actually don't hate that. I'll let it fly. We do need to actually grab that power. It's pretty far away. Do I remember the pattern? Hmm. Sheesh. Nine, what do I do with all my stone dust EV? Nothing. Collect it like a trophy. It's not really much to do with stone dust, I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Draconic plate. Yeah, if you're ducked, you draconic place it all over your base as a flex. How does setting more output in the AE2 recipe pattern make the pattern cheaper byte-wise? No, because it still has the same amount of items. What it does is reduces the steps that it takes, which is important for late game when you actually get into having like hundreds of thousands of different recipe steps. And the recipe steps all take a tick. Each time you do a step of a recipe, it takes a tick to send out that recipe. So the bigger you multiply your recipes, the faster you can send out those recipes to machines. Right now, in this early game, it doesn't really matter. The reason I'm doing it mostly is so that way the items get distributed to all processing machines that I'm trying to like multi-thread here. That's pretty much it. There's no like, that's my full explanation, I think. All right, I want to think of what extruder shapes we want. We definitely have rod. Aye, Captain, I will draconic place the Tower of Babel. Someone's gotta. Okay, we got bolt. Rotor, definitely good. Gear and big gear, definitely want. What else? Ring, for sure. That's already 6. Um, are there any pipes that we want? I'm thinking for pump, maybe? Is regular steel fluid pipe, stainless steel fluid pipe. Okay, we'll do a regular pipe. And then anything else? Am I missing anything? I could double up on my rods. That would be nice. Cell, maybe. Yeah, I would just handcraft cells, honestly. Oh, true, for automating knack cells. That's low-key smart as hell. Luckily, I'm not smart as hell. I'm starting to miss GTNH. Oh yeah, you are. All right, I'll do cell. I'll do cell. You definitely need ingot mold. I am never extruding an ingot. What do you mean, bro? On my way to extrude an ingot into an ingot. Bro capping. Okay, let's do extruder. Don't say it, voidbound. Don't fucking say it, because then I'm gonna say it, and then we're gonna have a thing. It's gonna be a thing. 4 times Canthal wire. That's new. This could go in any assembler ever. I low-key want to throw it in with... I mean, I guess there's nothing ever going to happen on these SMDs. This is a gross solution. I don't recommend you do this. Actually, you know what? We could actually put conduits, because that's going to be crafted more often. Missing rods. Okay, understandable, actually. Let's go set that up. Plate mold is also nice for glass panes, but you can solidify those. Yeah, I think I will. I don't fuck with that. Getting somewhere. Oh, Electrum ingots. That's got a little kick. Oh, all right, I also need a pattern Canthal wire, so I'm gonna go on a new page and shift click to bookmark what I'm missing. We don't need a lot of Canthal wire, so I'm just gonna pattern it out kind of chill like, and then let's get the stuff going. Bars are on circuit 3, coils then fluid regular. Wait, what? Bars? Yeah, extruder is way better than lathe. Oh, also, hello, Brianna. Cheers. New Game Plus, what would that look like? It's what happens when you get a Stargate, is you go through the Stargate, you get an iron pickaxe, and you start it all again. That's New Game Plus. Yeah, Chemlox, modern lathe is good. Old lathe fucking sucks ass and needs to be put down. I'm like considering becoming a dev just so I can fix that. Okay. New Game Plus multiply, like prestige mode. Just multiply the recipes by 2. That's crazy. Double the amount of Thaumcraft research you have to do. Speaking of Thaumcraft research, the ducklings were up to some crazy shit. and they were getting Grandmaster loot bags to gamble for Essentia cells. So that way they can store their Essentia. I opened some bags for them, and out of it I got 2 pure tears. One of them I gave to them, and one of them I kept. And I'm considering eating the Book of Doom today. I think I think we'll leave off with that. Well, actually, I'll like use it as a pivot to get into bees. Wither time. I think I could just die, is what I think. If I just die while I'm in, like after eating the pure tear, I think all of the warp effects go away. But I can get like warp ward or something. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Anthol, Jesus. I can just do this. Don't mind me, chat. Looks good to me. Oh yeah, that's the sound of fucking progress, chat. Let's do that. Then I'm also gonna put this pure tier away so I don't accidentally eat it. Auto output and screwdriver. I honestly wish input from output side was on by default. I feel like that would solve a lot of my... Like, I don't think I ever don't want that to be active. Why not just autocraft Electrum? Because I need to get channels all the way up to my Steam thingy, and I don't feel like doing that right now. I also don't have the gold and stuff on my main network, so that would be a problem. Someone should make a wither farm that utilizes warp. I do think there are kind of easier ways to spawn the wither at will, but I like where your head's at. I like the creativity. Oof. That's a chord change right there. Where is that sound? It's not assembler loop. I like assembler loop. I guess we'll never know. All right, so rods, then probably rotor. Let's do this the right way. Bolt. I'll do that gear, ring, normal pipe, and then we'll do cell last. What's up with you? You certainly didn't jam. Now, did you see the Bowluck enchant tech Duck was getting into? I did. I did see that. So janky. Stored 3. Okay, wait. I think I know exactly what's happening right now. So... Or maybe I don't. What the hell? How are you getting stuck? That would do it. That would do it. Yep. Speaking of wanting input from output side allowed to be a default feature, damn. One sec, I'm gonna blow my schnoz. BRB. I love the non-standard build and matrix setup. Essentially, it's all assembly lines if you really think about it at the end of the day. GTCU. I don't think it's that's mixer. I don't hate that one. Extractor. Induction is terrible. It's not cut. Where is the damn Where's the damn sound? It's in my head. Oh my god, that's crazy. Alright, whatever. Motor loop? Oh my god, yeah, that's it. Thank you. Oh, oh, that's awkward. Oh. I think we gotta get the lathe going. Shucks, I hate the fucking lathe. Fuck the lathe. There we go. Man, no multi-lathe is brutal. It is a little bit brutal. Yeah, brutal is a great word. I'm just gonna make like way too many lathes and we're gonna call it a day. Actually, you know, it's fucking high time we had a lathe. TBH. It's happening. It's happening. We're making 8 lathes. Fuck this silly ass, shitty ass lathe, bro. It's over for the lathe. No, not industrial diamonds. Fucking spare me. Spare me. There's no ordict for industrial diamonds. I hate you. I hate you, lathe. With a burning passion. Alright, we're making 4 lathes. Fuck you. Missing stainless steel gear. Alright, we need to get our interfaces. Which needs the lathe, which needs the... You have an implosion compressor? I don't think we've come... Oh, we might have, actually. Yeah, that is free industrial diamonds. That might be... That might happen soon. Is lathe useful for something other than shitty rod? Screws. Screws. Lathe is actually pretty good at screws. I will give it that. That is all I will give it. Lathe is for giving up on life. Yeah, actually, yeah. He's got a point. Oh, how do I make the fucking quartz fibers? Oh, it's a wire mill. Oh, we can do that. We know how to do wire mill recipes. Okay, it's just the logic processors at this point, which we can do. Lathe is a machine that turns. You spin me right round. Alright, that will go. That'll do its thing. After making a lifetime supply of lathes, oh, we need a wire mill. Have a sip on me. Cheers, Shrevy. Shrievi. Shrievi. Why do we hate industrial precision lathe? It's just bad. It has bad recipes that are slow, and they give. Look, I'll show you. One Certus quartz takes 24.5 seconds to make one rod, not two, and gives you 2 small piles of dust, which is more of a nuisance than it is helpful. So there's that. That PMO. If it was a no, there's no way I would feel better about the lathe. The lathe just sucks, and it's just a fact of life that we must accept. I will take no lathe. I will only take lathe slander, is what I mean. How the fuck do I push through building the first rocket? I'm so close to it, but I just can't get myself to craft it. Been side questing bees. I mean, you never need to do rockets. I hope you know this. Rockets are not a required part of the pack. I don't like rocketry that much, so I left it all to Flurbin. But yeah, I mean, it is considered a challenge run. That's true. Rotor. This is Bolt. I actually think meteors are easier until later in the game. I like how you said, let somebody else do with it. Yeah, that's my advice. Have a teammate, have him do all the shit that you don't like doing. It's free. It's really free when you think about it that way. Like, it's really not that bad. All right, neodymium rings for our SMD inductors. That was one thing we needed. Let's get all of the rotors for every single type of... Is this ring? Yeah. Every single type of pump that we need so far. Let's get those in. Normal pipe for pumps as well. Should be pretty easy. I don't know what song this is, but it's kind of slapping. Rockets should be better eventually. Yeah, there's going to be a Galaxia mod is in talks with the devs. Like they're doing a clean room implementation of Galacticraft for GTNH specifically, and I'm really excited about it. Voidbound is saying this. Yeah. Rockets should be better eventually. I agree. I think that hopefully with the rework, rockets will be much better. Let's also get blue alloy bolts for the circuits, and I think that's actually, like, legitimately we might have every single thing on Autocraft. Except for fine electrum wire, which I can do. Nine, did you ever get FluXB that creates crystals? In 2025, you were gassing it up in the Discord. It's really fucking good. There's one B. There's two different FluXBs. I want you guys to know this because I didn't know this. There's one FluXB that gives you Fluix crystals straight up, no processing, no nothing. The other one is worse, and it gives you Fluix combs, which you need to put through a centrifuge to get dust at a 25% chance. I just wanted to let you guys know that because it is ball. It is actual ball knowledge. Alrighty. I think, other than all of these cutting machine recipes that I don't feel like automating today, and all the laser engraver stuff, I think we're low-key cooking. I think I should set up the lathes. I think it's time. But other than that. And then stainless steel gears. Yes, I remember now. Uh-oh. Xkento TV with 5 tier 1 subs to my community. Thank you so much for your 5 gifted subs. That's crazy. Lodra with a subscription as well. And then Crazy Gamer. Oh wait, I think Lodra was gifted a sub. I see. And Crazy Zin Gamer, thank you for the follow. But Xkento, thank you so much for your gifted subs. It means so much to me that it means that you appreciate what I do and you support my career in music and streaming. So I really, really appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, if you stop by my Discord, you can get some extra perms and see my scripts ahead of time and other stuff like that. And you'll get Seraphim roll. Just take a screenshot of what you just did and send it to us, and we'll moderate. Let me grab the gears. This is small gear. This is big boy gear. It's nice to have turbo combustion generators as a recipe we can make from the ground up, other than the Electrum, which I think I'll need to link the alloy smelter to Autocrafting soon. It shouldn't be very hard at all, but just a little thanks for the early game help you gave me. Of course, my friend. Anytime. I don't know. Uh-oh. Oh. I saw the bat fucking get, like, roasted by this open tube, and I thought that the assembling machine that was here turned into smoke, and that is not what happened. That's crazy. I think 1 HP steam alloy smelter is multi-equivalent to an EV single block. Okay. Quad is like an LEV. Yeah, I just need to, like, set it all up, which is kind of that's the only thing that's stopping me at this point. Yeah, the poor little bat. There's a lot of bats around here. They really get into the woodworks. I think at Futurum Requiem backported bats, but they spawn just a little too much and are not very performant, so I'm wondering if we can get a fix for that. Oh, you know what? I know exactly what's going on right now. We did not set auto output on any of these. And then we probably need to do input from output. Duh. I think I just disabled it here. There we go. Perfect. Oh, it's nice to see everything just go through. Let's see, what's up with the 4x wire? Is it just slow as fuck? Yeah, okay. It's like, it's okay. It's just slow. All right, fuck you, advanced lathe. It's time to meet your maker. It's over for you. Life is no longer going to be good for you, lathe. Oh, I have 5 of these. Okay, let's do this. Grab this, face downward. One more time, face downward. Also grab conduits. Why is the other flukes be better? Isn't it a 5% chance versus like a 40? The reason it's better is because it doesn't matter what the chance is, it just requires less processing power. So you don't need to throw it through a centrifuge and you just get the flux crystal. If you did the other B, you would get the dust and then you would have to autoclave it into flux crystal, which requires like some type of either distilled water and another chance output or molten void, which is kind of a pain. All right, let me ban. There's so many Twitch bots these days. I don't know what's going on. They always come in twos as well. I don't know if I can play much until I move Tofu Corp. So Tofu Corp may be a sleeper until mid-March. Rip, will miss you, homie. All right, we're on copy mode. Let's copy this. Pasta, pasta, pasta. Take that. Do that. All right, let's get some recipes. So we'll want all sorts of rods, like quartz rod recipes. What the fuck is this? Tinker's parts, no. Charged Certus quartz rod? Please don't tell me that's ever used in anything real. No, okay. It pains me to do this. Okay, here's an important lesson. So, when you are encoding recipes that have, when you're encoding recipes that have byproducts, you will want to remove the byproduct by left-clicking it. The reason is, if there is ever a recipe that calls on one of those byproducts, what it might do is choose a 50-50% chance of choosing the recipe that makes, so for example, if you had like a crafting recipe that crafted Certus quartz dust into small Certus quartz dust, one moment, we'll get back to that in a second. It has a 50% chance to choose that recipe, or it has a 50% chance to just make a bunch of Certus quartz rods, which you never wanted in the first place, in order to make that byproduct. So always remove the byproduct from your patterns. Only exactly what you're after from the recipe is what you should keep in the pattern. Also, thank you for the 500 bits, Alex, or Xkento TV. I appreciate that. Damn, Xkento is balling out today. That's crazy. In what order does AE2 choose what recipe to use? So that's kind of a gamble based on how your network connects itself in the first place. Like your network reloads every time the server restarts, and that will change the order in which those are connected. Within an interface, it goes top left, it goes in reading order, but that's recent. That's only as of 2.8, there's priority within an interface. Oh, that was a lot of words. And I just saw so many generator. Yes, we've got a lot of combustion generators. Got to power a lot of stuff today. Anyway, that was a lot of words. I hope that didn't scare you off. Quartzite rod. And let's also get some screws. I know we need some type of screw for something. I think let's do all the screws we would need for our basic components. Specifically, yes, this tin screw, which is bolt and then screw. What is your fuel gen? We've got a lot of biodiesel. That's what we're using. I don't recommend biodiesel, but That is what we are using. We do. I'll show it off in a bit. I do want to get these patterns done. So I'm like thinking about this very actively. Did I already do bronze? Am I fucking insane? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. It's weird. Available 119. Okay, so we can do about 50 of these. Ah, you see this though, chat? This is progress. This is 4 bending machines all sharing the load of recipes that we need. And then that is our auto-crafting. And it might be already done. Oh man, that's already done. Oh, life is so good. Okay, bolt goes in here. Screw goes in here. Let's see, do we have a recipe? No, because this has screwdriver in it. That's probably why. We can probably assemble these though. You are not recommending it, but have like 4, actually, yeah, we have 4 million biodiesel. Well, I mean, the amount of work that went into making this farm, plus having a looting 404 spike, which I will never have on a normal ass run, has a pretty low return on energy. Let me switch the songs. Actually, I can't find this one on. Let's go to YouTube. There we go. I think Flurbin is online and streaming. Did you start building this auto-crafting process in the stream? Yes. So most of this has been done on this stream. Like all of this area is new. Do you intend to switch to a different power gen method later on? Yeah, so okay, let me explain the current power gen method because I don't think I've done so on my channel. Oh, shoosh. Did you have a hydration? Cheers. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. We have a looting 404 spike. Why is this not working? With a hopper hawk. I need to do something about this. That's just straight up not good. So many squid trophies. Yeah, we have a looting 404 spike that makes millions of calamari, which we fluid extract into fish oil. So this is our fluid extractor array making fish oil. The fish oil gets combined with methanol and sodium hydroxide to make biodiesel in a large chemical reactor. It's fine. It's good. It works. We have 150,000 EU per tick out of this. And then we have 2 LCRs making methanol currently. And the cool thing about biodiesel is it's actually positive on something called glycerol, which gives you both your oxygen, hydrogen, and carbon back more than you started with. So we're actually generating hydrogen and carbon. You just need to electrolyze it, which in HV is kind of a pain in the ass. This is the electrolyzer setup. This is a lot of HV electrolyzers. But yeah, we're getting excess hydrogen and oxygen, which we expose to the main network. I'm thinking about letting this just run, but I think we need to get sodium source first. Yeah, so that makes 150,000 EU per tick, which is pretty cool. All right, let's finish up the auto crafting. What do we need? What was I doing? I think we have everything, or like most things patterned. We would just need the forming press, but I'm gonna do AE2 stuff. Probably like AE2 related auto crafting some other day. I actually think we've left off on a pretty good spot. It's 514. Yeah, I think we did pretty well. I think we should check out what Flurbin is up to. And then maybe I'll raid him and you guys can have a good time with him. I should probably show him all of the progress that I've been up to as well. He'll probably appreciate that. Let's see. VC Flurbin? Question mark? Is the super enchanted spike from the weird Botania enchanting? No, it's from a different setup. I can show you. It's a little janky. This is the goose setup that originally got like the crazy overchanted spikes. I'll show it off in a second. Basically, diamond spikes, and so the overenchanter works that it only overenchants once, and it stores NBT data that it has been overenchanted. Diamond spikes are kind of a weird thing because they clear their NBT data whenever they are placed down and picked back up. Someone forgot to undo this. So basically what we have is a shower of XP, a bunch of world accelerators. An overenchanter normally goes here, which is getting procced by the crystal wand. And what happens is we sit here with a macro and shift click the spike into the overenchanter. Once it's overenchanted, it gets extracted into a block placer and then gets broken by this. And then I pick up the spike and we just do it again over and over and over. And it's that's the goose setup. It's kind of janky. I don't know if Flurbin sees my VC request. I wonder where he's at. I need to sneeze in a sec. One sec, chat. Might be loud. Oh, dad sneeze. Oof. Maybe we should go find him. I think he's exploring the shopping district right now. Anyone knows where he's at? That did get patched. It did, in fact, get patched. Oh. This is nice. A little witchery thing. Duck told me he was building a shop. This looks great. I like it a lot. Howler alarm of a sneeze. Yeah, that's my bad G. Oh, we've got some Singularity coins for Mana Steel and filters. Wow. We're making some money. Did anyone buy a Jägermeister? Flurbin is not responding. I might need to just log off and call it a day. I'll explain it to him someday off stream. What is the Singularity coin system? It's a great question. If only we have some type of economy. We've printed some Singularity coins and we use it to trade with each other. That's the basic gist of it. I'm not an economist. I don't get how all of this works. I just sell things that would help people. Ah, nice. My delivery. All right, I am actually extremely happy with the day. I'm gonna do some visual stuff offline and like keep going with the circuit board pattern and like maybe sprinkle in some cool blocks in here. But I am super satisfied that with the work that we've put in today to set up not only circuit auto-crafting with P2P interfaces, but also all of the stuff we need for SMDs and a couple other things as well. So yeah, that's really nice. I think we can celebrate. Let's see. I think we'll be out of red alloy. Oh yeah, and circuit boards. Okay, let's see if we can do a smaller batch. Anything that will craft a little more of this. 64. Oh. Well, we can celebrate by crafting out 40 more HV circuits. I don't think anything needs to be crafted in here. And maybe some SMD components. We already have all this stuff. Damn. 4,000? Okay, nice. Now it's going. Oh my gosh golly. Look at that, chat. I don't actually need that many. So I'm going to cancel that for now. But I'm glad we have the capability to do so. Curse of cleanroom maintenance. Oh, true. I didn't even think about that. Well, I do have a nice little howler alarm on the cleanroom, just in case. Let's wrap things up today. And I guess we'll raid Flurbin. That's fucking loud as shit. Alrighty. Let's get the raid started. GTNH. Okay. Alright, chat. Remember, as always, be kind to yourself and others. Do the best that you can. And if you're Pablo, you're going to want to find my VOD channel, which is linked pretty much everywhere, but it's 9_VODs. And thank you for joining me today. Thank you for all of the gifted subs and the bits from everyone. I really, really appreciate that. It goes like a very long way. And yeah, I wish you guys the best. I will see you in a day or a week or a month or whenever that next is, and I'll be happy to do so. Peace, everyone. Let's go raid Flurbin.